Alright. Hey. My computer is functioning for once. It actually wants to exist today. Oh, let's see. Let's work on the deer, I guess. This shouldn't take me very long, and then I can just get it done, and we're done. Hey, Retina Sprite, what's going on? How you doing today? Decided to stream a little bit early since I didn't really have anything specific to do today. Ooh. Setting up bots is fun. Nightbot's a lot easier to set up than Phantom Bot. Hey, Morphasis. Commissions are probably going to be open sometime this weekend. I'm a little full up at the moment, but I'm working this afternoon to try to, you know, clear out some of those spots. So there should be some slots open in maybe a couple hours. But at the current moment, I'm not taking commissions. However, I should grab... You know what I should have done? I should have made it so that Axolotl can give you guys my commission sheet. Let me grab the sheet for you, so you can see my prices if you have not seen them already. But yeah, definitely in the next couple hours, probably. Thanks for the interest. Excited. So today I have got 4 commissions on my desktop to get finished up. We've got missile bombs, I gotta color the fox, got Mage's character, and then the deer. I'm gonna work on the deer for a little bit, because I think I can get that one done pretty quick, like within the next couple hours pretty quick, so, that should be good. Sounds good. Let me pause for a moment and go find that, and, I'll chuck it in the chat for you. And then I'll have to program Axolotl to just give that to you guys in a little bit. But thought it was broken for like 3 months, but I essentially forgot to press start. Oh no, Retina Sprite. You know, it's funny. I was using Streamlabs bot for a while, and the thing about it is, like, I don't know, I like that the bot has its own, like, program, but at the same time, I don't know, it couldn't do all the stuff I wanted it to do, and Phantom Bot's a pain in the ass to set up, but once you get it set up, it's, like, perfect. Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully I can do something for you once I'm cleared out for my commissions. I don't know if I can edit Axolotl during the stream. Ooh! Sandwich. Hey Chase, what's going on? Can I not log into Axolotl? Alright, whatever. I'll have to do that after the stream. I'll have to fix it so that Axolotl can give you guys my commission prices. But I didn't think to do that. If you're interested, Morphasis, we have a Discord, and I keep a tally of all my commission slots there and in a journal on Fur Affinity. So, excuse me. So, if you want to just, at the very least, for keeping track of when I'm open for commissions, you know. But our community is pretty cool. We got a lot of artists, a lot of writers. It's a very cool thing. I think everybody's been awesome so far. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you know, got that Discord. Heckin' yeah, Discord. Brought your car into the dealership to get it fixed today. Hasn't started since December. Dude, Phantom Bot's super intimidating. You're probably much better off with Nightbot, to be honest. It took me a while to set up Phantom Bot. It's kind of difficult. It's not very user-friendly, even a little bit. Hooray! Hey, Nugget, what's going on? Now we're getting some friends. Saturday stream friends. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do Saturday streams like as like an all-day thing, because sometimes I go and play Pokemon Go with my friends, to be honest, but today is a chill weekend. I got nothing to do, I'm not doing anything, and if I don't stream today, I'm probably just gonna spend my whole day Google searching things I don't need to be spending money on, so... you know. Playing RuneScape, being lazy. Hey, you know what? Being lazy is a good thing to do on a Saturday. It's Saturday. Unless you work in retail, in which case Saturdays are probably your least lazy day of the week, but, you know. Are you a programmer? That's really cool. A bot that has all the functionality of a bot like, Phantom Bot, but has the interface of a bot like Streamlabs would be really good, in my opinion. Because Phantom Bot's really hard to use, but it's hard to set up, but once you get it set up, it's really, like, it's still really hard to use. You spend a lot of time fiddling around trying to figure out, like, how to do the most basic things with it. Whereas, like, Streamlabs, it's like, oh, go to the tab for currency if you want to use currency. Oh, go to the tab for commands if you want commands. Like, it's so much more user-friendly, in my opinion, and just for some reason, Phantom Bot is not like that at all. Wish I had friends with Pokemon Go with. Did you catch a shiny Pikachu? That's awesome! Apparently, Aron can be shiny, so that's pretty neat, I would say. I mean, I've seen a shit ton of them, but I haven't seen a shiny yet. Did Niantic go through with that thing? I heard somebody talking about, I think it was Flugly told me that, they were supposed to be adding it so that the shiny Pokemon look shiny on the map. Is that true? Did they actually go through with it and do it? I think she was talking about it as, like, something they were thinking about doing. Classic programming problem. The more you put in, the harder it is to group things into UI. That's very true. It is. That is true. The more that goes into it, the more complicated it's gotta be. .4 brush, please. I think that's such a weird thing Niantic's been doing with the shiny Pokemon, to be honest. They keep picking the ones that barely have any, like, visual difference. Like, I think Magikarp, Sableye, and Duskull are, like, the most obvious ones. Absol a little bit, but not as much as, like, a, you know... Certainly not as much as a Duskull or a Sableye. I don't know. Just seems like they're making some weird choices with that. Aron's just, like, red. He has red eyes. That's it. That's the only difference. He's just red eyes. Very catch-all application. I work in healthcare for NHS England. Some of our reconfigurably gets silly. Interesting. So do you do a lot of work with with like a company developing software for, like, healthcare users? I don't know too much about healthcare outside of America, because pretty much everywhere but America, healthcare's not fucked, so I don't know too much about it. All I know is that American healthcare's fucked. There's not even Pokestops where you live? That's so fucking lame. where I lived in Pennsylvania, there wasn't a lot of people to play Pokemon Go with, but there's a lot of people to play with in St. Louis. So I've had a lot more people to play with here, just in general, even without my friends from work. So. Work for a company that works with the nationalized healthcare actually led to the development specifically getting people their STD, STI tests and treatment. That's really cool. Well, that's awesome. I'm always amazed at how many like different varieties of professions I have seen through streaming. Pretty much everybody who's come to the stream so far has worked in a totally different field or is planning to go into a completely different field from everybody else. It's kind of neat. You guys all have like your own little things that you're interested in, but everybody shares that interest in art. I think that's cool. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Without embarrassing them by having to go to the hospital. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Not a huge fan of some of the things Niantic has done with the game. Oh, absolutely. I can't decide if they're doing that on purpose or not doing PvP or trading. I feel like on the one hand, I think it would be really cool if you could battle your friends, or trade. But trading, I don't know. The ability to trade introduces a lot of really weird, like a lot of really dangerous situations to the game that, like, you know, people, I mean, I could see that leading to people getting their phones stolen a lot, and even in PvP, I could see being a little bit on the safer side, more for a competition aspect, but, like, what if you end up battling somebody in PvP and they're a very competitive person, so when they lose, they beat the shit out of you in real life, you know? At least with, like, mainstream Pokemon, with the mainstream titles, or the main series, not mainstream, main series was what I meant to say. With the main series titles, at least there's, like, that Wi-Fi barrier, so that, like, the other person just kind of rages on their end. But, I don't know, I feel like because Pokemon Go is such a in-person experience, I think that opens up a lot of dangerous situations for people. If you could trade, so many people would get their accounts hacked or get their phones stolen, I think. I have a feeling that's why they haven't done it yet. Not that they're not planning to do it, but that they're, like, taking their time figuring out the best way to do it. And Morpheus, I totally agree with that. You know, people, you know, you gotta get your screenings, but I know people get embarrassed about it, and so it's cool that you develop something that makes people feel comfortable going to get their, you know, routine checks and stuff done. Gotta keep the kiddos safe. It's actually funny how many people who play Pokemon Go aren't even kids, too. I know more adults in St. Louis that play Pokemon Go than I know kids in St. Louis. I mean, a lot of people have families that they, like, play with, like, so their whole family plays, but I don't, like, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, because then you'd have kids running around, but, like, a lot of the times, if, like, you know, a kid, even like a young kid, like 6, you know, even if they play Pokemon Go, the parent is right there with them, playing Pokemon Go with them. I think because of the nature of Pokemon Go, it's not really a kid's game. The main series games are a kid's game, for sure. But I think that Pokemon Go is a bit more of an adult game that is based on a game that was for kids. I think it's more for the kids who grew up on Pokemon, and less for the kids who are currently growing up on Pokemon, you know? I think there's a weird distinction there. Some things I don't agree with, and I'm not defending Niantic, though, and saying that they don't do anything wrong, because I think their EX raid system is really broken right now. Like, how you get Mewtwo is really fucked up at the moment, and they haven't really done too much to implement it, or they haven't done much to fix it. You know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just really derp at the moment. I personally think that they should do the EX raids in a way where, I really think they should do the EX raids in a way where, like, you get this EX pass and it's only for a Mewtwo raid, but you can use it on any Mewtwo. Because it's not like there's never going to be Mewtwo raids that you could go to. There's plenty of times I've seen on the St. Louis, you know, page, people say, "Oh, hey, check it out! I got a raid pass for next weekend on Saturday," and I, you know, and I sit there and go, "How? If I had a pass, I could totally go do that raid." But I didn't get a pass for that spot. You know, like, I feel like it should be something that you kind of, because it's not, and it's also not like anybody's not gonna want Mewtwo. If it were like another Porygon raid, nobody would care, but everybody wants Mewtwo, and everybody wants to catch a lot of Mewtwo so that they have his candies, you know? 23-year-old man-child, and I like Pokemon. Yep. Hey, Mage! Your internet isn't the best, so you're fluctuating? Okay. Well, I'm trying to finish up the, I'm gonna try to finish up the deer, and then, if your internet hasn't, you know, pooped out on you by then, we'll do yours quick, since you're here. This character and, the Fox character, I haven't seen these buyers in chat before, so I've kind of been working on their commissions kind of whenever, and then if the people who are in chat are here, then they'll work on their commissions then. Those people's commissions. So, once I finish this, we'll switch over to yours and work on that for a little bit. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get a Mewtwo pass, and since I'm only really a collector, I'm not that concerned about going, like, running around and, like, desperately trying to get a pass, you know? I am not, like, super thrilled. Like, I'm not... There's a couple people at that raid, though, that were like, "Oh, yeah, this is my 5th Mewtwo raid, and now I have a shit ton of candies for him." But they're the kind of people that play all day, every day. Like, I don't know what they do for a living, but they can play during the week, and so they go to all these crazy raids all over the place, and they just farm sponsor raids trying to get passes. But I work during the week, so I can't play like that. So the fact that I got one, I'm perfectly happy with. But it's not like there's never gonna be a time where there isn't somebody who's like that, who wants to play constantly and will come to that raid, you know. See you later, Morphasis. I will see you later. Hopefully we can, you know, depending on how many slots I got, hopefully we can discuss getting you something. All right. Oh, thanks so much, dude. I'll talk to you later. Woo! More friends for the Axie Stack. Hooray! Oh, and Jace, I was gonna read what you wrote. I don't think I ever mentioned what I do. Once I get back to the States where I can go to school in English, I'm planning to go to flight school. Ooh, that's really cool. The cooking's just kind of your placeholder right now. Wow, we have like an actual pilot in the Axie Stack. Look at that. That's so awesome. Is that a hard field to get into? My stepsister was kind of interested in doing, what are they called? Doing the on-flight, oh my god, the name of the job title has escaped me immediately. Like, just immediately, the words left my face. Flight attendant. She was thinking about maybe, I mean, it was sort of just exploring her options and what kind of things she was interested in doing. And, you know, getting to travel a little bit and then doing, like, you know, food service kind of stuff. You know, she likes taking care of people, so that seemed like something that might be interesting for her, but we all sort of quickly found out that there aren't very many positions for that available, and it would be really hard for her to find a job doing that, so then she went into nursing, which I think fits her personality very well. I think she's going to be good at that, but, you know, so I wonder, is it hard to become a pilot? And also, to skip around topics, because I'm not good at holding a conversation with, like, 4 people. Yeah, like, the Mewtwo Pass, I got a Mewtwo Pass from a raid I did on a Saturday, but the date was for a Monday in, like, the late afternoon, and I ended up having to leave work early to do it, and then I just came in on Saturday, but it was, like, I had to, like, pretend that I had an appointment that I had to get to and, like, left work to go get Mewtwo, and the game should not be like that. You should not have to, you know, that shouldn't even cross your mind. The idea of leaving your job early to go play a stupid cell phone game should not ever be a thought that comes into your head. It does, but, you know, the game shouldn't, I don't think the game should be that rigid in its time frame. I think they need to loosen the EX raid passes just a little. But, you know, the game's still fun and the community aspect is great. One thought I had was that, like, if you do a raid on a certain day, your pass should always be for that day. So if I did a raid on a Saturday, I should get and I get chosen for a pass, that pass should be for a Saturday. And I don't know enough about how the program works, so maybe that's not reasonable, like, as far as their programming, but I think something like that needs to get implemented. Because it's too hard to, I don't know, it's too hard to plan around a stupid cell phone game. It is, in all reality, very fun, and I like the game a lot, but it's too hard at the moment to get some of the rare stuff like that. But... Also, Kyogre is a big motherfucker. I saw him, on top of a gym the other day. Like, there was nobody around to do the raid with me, so I didn't do it, but I saw him. Why is the character model for Kyogre and Groudon so big? Like, they totally block the CP, I think. I haven't seen Kyogre's yet, but Groudon definitely blocks the CP. Like, why is it like that? Okay, 1. Switchy this over. Fix the legs. It takes a lot of hours and it's not cheap, but it's something I've been interested in for a long time. I enjoy flying, so I'm eager to learn. Yeah, that's awesome. I just curious about, like, you know, how getting a job in that field works, you know. I think you can totally do it. That's awesome. I don't even know if this, like, is hip sense, but they're done, so... yeah, no. You do what you can. Just trying to live. I'm in the middle of a 4-hour road trip to go to St. Petersburg, Florida. That sounds fun. So many cell towers, such little service. Oh no, Mage. You're trying your best. You're just trying to live your life. You too. Everyone's just trying to live. That's just how this is. Everyone's just trying to live. Realistically, what I should have done is I should have done the nude first and then done the clothing, but I didn't, so here we are. Bleh. The only thing I think whenever I look at Pokemon Go, though, is I just think we're just one step closer to the next generation. We're getting there. We're one more generation to Rowlet. We're getting there. Someday. Someday we'll get to Rowlet. That's the goal. Get to Rowlet. We got Quagsire already. I'm good on that. We got to the boy. We got the boy. Now it's time for Rowlet. Rowlet's next. Although next legendary is Rayquaza, and I'm pretty hype about that too. All for a concert, but it'll be so worth it. Oh, that's awesome. Who are you going to see? I haven't been to a concert in a long time. Two. Alright. One more. Yeah, that too, Retina. I've actually been collecting. It's one of the benefits of having been somebody who, that's the benefit of being somebody who played the main series games, is that I know which ones to save up candies for. Like, I already have enough candies for, let's see, I have enough candies for Honchkrow, Tangela, Electivire. I think I have enough candies for Magmortar, but I don't really know off the top of my head, to be honest. I have enough candies for Porygon Z. Got enough candies for... I don't think who else there was. I don't think I have enough for Miss Magius yet. Mostly because I don't see a lot of Miss... Hey, computer, stop it. Just want my 13 pixel brush. Stop that. I don't know. I think I'm pretty well stocked up on all the evolution ones though. Just without having candies. Honestly, I dumped most of my candies into shit I don't have, and I'm having trouble finding. Somebody actually got mad at me at a raid one time for that. Because, like, I want you to know that up until probably 3 weeks ago, I did not have a, I didn't have a Machamp. And so anytime I got candies, I was giving them to my, you know, pretty good IV, Machoke. And was trying really hard just to, like, get that leveled up as fast as possible. Like, I was walking him, I was feeding him candies, and just trying my best. And I told somebody that at a raid one time, and he was like, oh my god, why are you using your candies on a Machoke? You should be using them on your legendaries. Like, give them to your Mewtwo. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna level up my Mewtwo, so why would I care? I don't care about leveling them up. I care about evolving them. I'm a collector. Like, he was, like, genuinely mad at me. Like, dude, relax. Just chill. It is okay. Hey, Skytrek, what's going on? Welcome. I have over 4 freaking upgrades for Porygon, and yet I've never gotten one. Oh, man. Have you managed to get one from the raids? Because they're a raid now. Which is, like, vaguely helpful. Sometimes, and you can totally do a Porygon raid by yourself. Porygon is not that hard to beat up. Yeah, they added a bunch of raid bosses. I think they switched them out for the old ones, though, because I haven't seen some of them in a while. Yeah, Porygon and Mawile you can totally do by yourself. I don't know about the other ones. Absol I couldn't do by myself. But I'm also only level 32, so... Didn't sign up for the VIP experience, but apparently Nobu Udamatsu is going to be there, even though cosplay is allowed. I don't have any outfits. Aw. Well, it'll still be a cool time. That's awesome. I remember probably a lot of Sephiroths and Clouds. Oh, I'm sure there will be. I remember when I went to Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions in Philly, there were a lot of people dressed up in, like, Pokemon trainer outfits, and that was really cool. That was a cool concert. That's probably the last concert I've been to recently. Apparently the Legend of Zelda concert came to like my city, and we wouldn't have had to travel very far, but it was at a really inconvenient time, and we just didn't. Little bit of Pokemon Go talk, a little bit of concert and traveling talk. We're kind of bouncing conversations here a little bit, but yes, that was in relation to Pokemon Go. Yeah, there was, I think it was called Symphony of the Goddess, maybe? It was like the Legend of Zelda version of the, Pokemon concert. Backsword. Let's go to Google. That one probably help me. Shading, but it kind of shows me where the muscles are. Or a little bit under the that much. Mostly down in here. Give me 1 second, and then I will come back to conversation. I just needed to focus on anatomy. Anatomy is hard. Comes down in here, but the shoulder's kind of a little bit of like dipping from the top of the shoulder muscle, and like a little, it's like a pocket here. This is the opposite of a pocket, so, but you know, things and stuff. And then we just simplify it a little bit because it. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Supposedly the Zelda concert's pretty cool. I didn't get to go see it though. The Pokemon concert was very cool. The music was awesome. Oh, I meant to ask you guys before. How's the music volume today? My my music ticker kind of got fucked up, and I fucked up some settings while I was trying to fix it, and I just want to make sure the music's not like too loud or too quiet. Speaking of music things. My girlfriend took me to Symphony of the Goddess for our anniversary. Oh, that's so cool. My brother took me to Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions for my birthday. That was my birthday present from him, so that was very cool. See you later, Retina. Glad you could stop by for a little while. Have a good one. Okay, my My attention is back to the chat. I've figured out my anatomical issues. We are good to go. Fuzzy. Fuzzy dear boy. Technically he's a deer, but he's still fuzzy. You guys will probably be shocked and oh, how dare you, but I've actually never played a Final Fantasy game. I played the MMO like for a very brief period of time a while ago, but I've never actually played Final Fantasy. I never really had much PlayStation stuff. I had a lot of Nintendo pretty much my whole life. My family was big on Nintendo. I know. How dare I? How dare I never have played Final Fantasy? That's really cool you're going to see a concert, though, for that. Definitely worth it. Not for everyone, but the plot's really nice. Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's really good. I've never played it because I never really had access to PlayStation things. You know, we were always a Nintendo family, so I always had access to the Nintendo stuff, and we didn't really have a lot of PlayStation. Always heard good things about it, though. Okay. What do I want to do? Actually, it might help if I put highlights. Yeah, I'm gonna put some highlights on this guy quick, to see if it fixes the hair, because the hair's really dark already, so it's a little bit hard to see it, but it might not be a big deal if I put highlights in. So let's do that first, and then I'll go through and do all the softening. I totally get why people like it, like the music from it's awesome. I've never gotten the opportunity to play a Final Fantasy game, you know? It was never from lack of want, it was always from lack of ability. Probably put this on overlay before my colors get too convoluted. Rather just watch them. I have trouble sticking to those super long RPG games. Yeah, I don't know that I've played too many RPG games to really have, like, an opinion on them. I guess I never was drawn to, like, that style of RPG game. Like a true RPG. I don't know. I don't know if I would enjoy it or not. You enjoy grinding, so you don't mind. Well, hey, you know what? Then that means it's the perfect game for you. I'm not trying to trash talk your game. It sounds like it's really good. It sounds like it's a good game. I have always heard good things about Final Fantasy. You know, not a judgment. You enjoy your grinding. I have to say though, the one PlayStation game I have always been glad I had the opportunity to play was Katamari. That game was amazing. I don't even really remember how we came into possession of that game. We just, one day we had it, and it was like, done. I still have that game. I took it with me when I moved because no one else was going to play with it, and the PlayStation was mine. The PS2 was mine, so... It was my brother's at first. When we first got Katamari, it was his, but then he got a PS3 and he just gave me his PS2, so now I have it. So it came with me. Except my ticker is still wrong. There it goes. This music ticker's kind of derp. Sometimes it just like is like, oh, I don't wanna. Can't make me. I can't figure out why it sometimes just fucks up and is like, no thank you. Sometimes it does. It a Cass! What's up, Billy Joel? What's going on? Alright. That fixes the hair a lot, so I'm pleased. Oh, and Sully! I didn't even see Sully. What's going on? Your name blended in up there. What's going on, guys? Oh, friends. Everybody's sneaking in when I'm not paying attention. I know of Kingdom Hearts, but I've never had the ability to play it. Yeah, I've heard Kingdom Hearts is good also. I always thought it was a strange concept, but not in a way that I was like, oh, I don't want to play it because it's weird. You know, it's just, again, never really had the opportunity to play it. But I have heard very good things about Kingdom Hearts also. I also know that everybody absolutely lost their shit when there was supposed to be a sequel or a prequel or a threequel or whatever it was. Like, everybody lost their fucking minds. It was great. I don't even remember what year that was, but they were just one time they were like, oh, by the way, there's a third one coming out, and everyone was like, ah! I'm currently feeling very meh. I was gonna watch 24 Hours of Daytona, but corporate greed. Did something change that you can't watch that now? That's sad. We don't talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, you're still waiting on the third one. I remember there being, I think it was at an E3 one time, they like mentioned that they were gonna do it, and then it I think the same thing happened with, like, with Portal 3, though. I'm pretty sure they announced it at E3 one time, and everyone was like, holy shit, Valve can count to 3. And then they never talked about it again, and then nobody mentioned it. Okay, I thought they actually went ahead and did it. That shows you how much I am into Kingdom Hearts, though, because I literally had no idea that that's what happened. Wasn't it? I thought it was. Well, I am all kinds of confused. Don't listen to me. I am just here, doing my best. I thought they announced it or something and then never spoke of it again, and everyone was like, are you fucking kidding me? Did I say Portal 3? I thought I said Half-Life 3. I meant Half-Life 3. I also just realized what you said. Broadcast internationally just... Oh, so you have to have a certain cable package to watch it? That's so lame. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Valve doesn't understand how to count to 3. TV's totally gonna die because of that kind of shit. You know, TV's already on its way out as it is, but, you know, it just, I don't know. Forcing people to have a particular cable package in order to watch a thing, that's gonna kill TV. Because you can totally probably find that on the internet, honestly. Like, somebody's probably illegally streaming it somewhere. There might even be a free version somewhere. I don't know. Okay. Let's get some shadows. That only took me like an hour. Oh, yeah, they're gonna get copyright struck for it immediately, but you'd be amazed at how long some of those bootleg sites can stay up before somebody notices. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean people don't do it. You know? You know what I'm saying? Technically, you're not supposed to listen to copyrighted music on Twitch either, but no one gives a fuck. So, worst thing that happens is that your VOD gets muted, or you get a particularly vicious company that attempts to get your channel shut down because you played their music one time. But, you know, it just... nobody cares. Making all things real soft, because I don't feel like shading. Why put the effort into shading when you can just do it like this? I could blend and be all technical and professional about it, but I could also just use a layer mask and the gradient tool. Aw, that's too bad. Well, I tried. I tried. I'm sorry. Sorry that it was not going to work out. This one's gonna be hard to line up. That looks pretty. That's one. There is, I mean, if I could actually get legal copies in English, I'd watch them, but copyright isn't a thing here. There's legit whole stores of bootleg movies. You can't get legal copies anywhere. That's kind of wild, actually. Bootleg things are my favorite. They crack me up. Like, bootleg Netflix movies? So fucking funny. They're like the worst thing I've ever seen in the best way possible. Mostly I use it on the highlights for areas like this where the highlight needs to be a little bit less intense, but okay. Let's do... Okay. Hey, this is almost done. Check it out. Oh, doing so good. So proud of myself. So we're just gonna dump that blue color in here. Wrong layer. That's why. That explains it. Brighter, but also some dark. I'm okay with that. Not bad copies, it's like DVD and Blu-ray quality stuff, but it's weird. Oh, interesting. How did you end up living there, by the way? I don't think I ever asked you that. I feel like you maybe mentioned it one time, but I don't know that I ever, like, asked. It sounds like you're not originally from, God. Country name just escaped me. I was literally thinking of it, and then it went... You're originally from the States, though, right? I'm gonna pretend like I'm not a complete idiot. Okay, he's looking pretty good. I think I actually might be done with him. All this stuff in a folder. Let's pick his color palette. You're gonna say what country you live in right now, and I'm gonna go, that's obviously what it was. I don't know why I was an idiot. Parents retired here, and I wasn't in a position to live on my own. I help take care of them now, and yes, I was born and raised in Florida. Okay. I don't know, I was having one of those moments where, like, I want to say something, and then my brain was like, no, you forget all the things. Do not forget Ecuador, that's right. I knew what you were gonna say it, and I was gonna go, yep. That makes sense. Obviously. What made them retire to, Ecuador, of all places? Was there a particular reason for that, or just was a good place to go? I don't know too much about Ecuador, so I'm, like, genuinely asking. On it though. Cannot see. The highlight on his eyes looks... a little better, I think. No, it's just about the same. I just adjusted the size a little bit. Better? Alright, since I need the space, let's, that, and then... Alright, so now here's the fun part. And by the fun part, I mean my least favorite part, which is deciding on a font. This character's name is, I think it's pronounced Nayeti. Oh, the font's pretty. For Lord Handel stuff, and no thank you. Put it over here so I can actually look at it while I'm working on it. sort of a fun font. I kind of like that. But we'll come back to it. Beach type. Good thought. Not bad. Problem is that there's too many fonts. There's too many choices. That's how it's written in Jadoan. Except my font pack has no idea what to do with the letters that are not typically... I think that first one was probably the best one so far. Actually, that's really cool. I don't know, what do you think? That one, I used the type. Definitely Papyrus. Papyrus is the best font. I don't know, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the first one or the second one? Classy choice? Yeah. Oh, definitely. No, I like the second one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of digging that one. I think I might have used it for a different person's commission, but... Now you guys get to watch me suck at graphic design. That's nice and fun. Well, now that it's big, let's switch them. Got that one or that one? This one or that one? One or two? One or two? I like them both for different reasons, and it's kind of a problem. I like the boldness of the second one, but I kind of like the fun, like, funky shapes of the first one. The other one? Stupid fonts, there's too many choices. Let me adjust the current. No, I kind of like the bold on this one. Let me adjust the spacing and see if that helps any. You know what I should do it. If we go 200, these two I think need to be closer together. These need to be. The thinner one's easier to read. Yes, the kerning on the Y bugs me a lot. What else did you go closer together? I think pushing the N closer to the Y helps a lot on this one. It doesn't bug me as much now. So it's either that, or do it again. Either that, or just type 200. Oh yes, I am streaming a lot earlier than I usually do. I decided I should try to get some of these commissions done at some point. So, figured I'd do a middle of the afternoon stream instead. Alright, last attempt. What do you guys think? Number 1 or number 2? I'm gonna have to adjust color in a minute, so that's gonna be extra fun, I would say. Actually, yeah, that's a great thing to link in the Discord. I actually think I know what website you're talking about, too. Oh, that is not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the font. Yeah, dude, link it, because free fonts are always helpful. Okay, so Cass's vote's still for number 2. I could also just not be lazy and go on the internet and actually find a font, but... The extra fun part here is that I now have to decide on a background color, and I'm kind of not okay with that. Two bit closer together. Perma caps? Oh, okay, it's always capitals. Okay. Let's go with 2. 2, but with better spacing. Okay. Alright, the hard part. Coming up with the rest of the sheet, the background. It needs a background. My dedication to put him on a yellow background, but I know that could like a savannah kind of color, but I know it'd be really hard to see him if I did that, so just color the background a color, and then we can... Quit drawing furries! I don't do whatever I want. This is my channel, I can do whatever I want. Big anime titties are nothing? Nah, dude. Not feeling the orange. Hang on. Do not fret. Sometimes I have to put things in and just slide them around. Blue, maybe? What I'm doing. I'm not good at graphic design. What is graphic design? Usually I have like a thought in mind for the background, but this time I really don't, so... Drop this here. Warm brown's like he's inside a coffee shop. Yeah, I'm concerned it'll blend in with his, colors too much. But... we could do... Do a light yellow, maybe? And this would have to be something different. It blends in. It's just not too bad. I don't know if it's too yellow. The red was kind of nice. Let me make this background like an orange. Actually, I kind of like it being darker than. We need to be a little bit darker. Problem with this part is that there's like literally a million different ways I could do this. I'm just gonna fiddle with it for. And then just gotta change the border. I kind of like that. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? Can't tell, this is not my strong suit. I'm not good at this like graphic design junk. I don't want to go too crazy because it doesn't need a whole lot. Give the whole color palette a stroke. Color as red. Outside, but that's fine. Block, please. Order? I tell you what, I'm just gonna save it. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna call it done. I'll come back to it later on my own time and just kind of poke around with it and see if I like it before I send it off to the buyer. But that one I'm gonna call done for now. So let's move on to the next thing. Of course, going to be mages. Mages. We'll do mages now, and we'll just stick to the stuff I'm good at, and I'll do the rest of it later. Hey, yeah, Nugget. What up? What's going on? How do you draw a bird head from an angle? Because I'm not sure what to do with the eye on the other side of the head. The eye on the other side of the head is... Oh. Get a different size. You kinda... I don't know how other people do it, but for me, usually what I'll do is like if I'm gonna try to do like a 3/4 instead of a pure on like a full-on side view, technically it's like, so like one eye is here, but the other one's kind of back here because it's like around the side. So you just kind of put the, they don't really have eyebrows, so you kind of just put the top of the head in. You know? And then you just don't draw it. Birds are weird when you draw them from 3/4 angles because, for birds, it's how much of this part of the forehead you draw, I think. Because if I were to draw the same derpy bird shape in side view, the beak would be, like much more on the side of the head. And the beak wraps around the side a little more, and then you draw more of the front of the eye. It's, it's kind of, I think it's a little bit about the eye placement and also a little about the brow placement. Yeah, it's weird because, like, unlike cats and dogs, birds have their eyes on the sides of their heads, so you kind of have to almost draw the eyes in after and start with the beak, because the beak is like when you're drawing a person or like a cat or a dog or even a lizard, I mean, their eyes aren't totally on the sides of their heads, but you kind of want to draw the eyes in first because they're sort of like the anchor point of the face, and everything on them is related to where the eyes are, whereas on a bird, everything is related to where the beak is. At least in the steps I draw them in. I don't know if that applies to other people too, but when I draw birds, it's usually tied to the beak. Evie can be a permanent Moderino if she wants. Or if he wants. Sorry, I don't know why I, said she. My brain just went... Yeah, no, Evie, I made Jace a mod because Nugget wasn't sure if Nugget was going to be able to be here on, today for my thing, so, and Jace is here every day anyway, so I just made Jace a mod, so if Jace stays a mod, that's fine. Yeah, tonight for, well, yeah, because Sully wanted to be a mod too, that's why why he's asking, I think. It was just, a whole bunch of people were like, oh yeah, I'm around if you want, but since Jace is always here for the whole stream, and got, you know, at the same time, it was like, it's because for some reason I thought you were streaming Friday. Oh, I gotcha. I think it's because I asked Friday night. I don't remember. There was a lot of stuff going on that night, though, and I finally was, like, looking at all the people who wanted to be mod, and I was just like, Jace, done. Picked. Like, it was almost like a drawn out of a hat. Like, I looked at the list and just went, that's it? That's the one? I don't know. Let's just do it. So, yeah, it might even be worth having more than one mod. I guess we'll see how tomorrow, or I guess we'll see how tonight goes. Probably probably around, like, 6 o'clock, my time, so in another maybe 2 hours. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna take a break to go get dinner. I'm gonna go make some dinner, and then I'll come back and do, we'll do Undertale at the normal time at, like, 8 o'clock. I don't know if I'm gonna start with Undertale. I guess it depends on how much of these commissions I get through in the next hour, or next 2 hours, because if I can get all 4 of these commissions done in the next 2 hours, then I won't have to do any art at all tonight, and then we can just do Undertale. But, if not, then we'll do commissions for a little bit, like a normal night. Or maybe we'll do some Jadoa stuff. I don't know. I haven't really decided. I've never really done a stream in the middle of the day like this, so I don't know what to do. There's so many options. So many choices and ways to go. But I'm enjoying the game so far, but I'm still super nervous about, like, randos coming into the chat, and I really want new people to come in and be able to enjoy playing, like, watching me play Undertale. So I don't want the chat to be, like, super restrictive, but at the same time, like, the other night there were a lot of people who were like, go back across the bridge, you have to go back across the bridge, or what, or, like, insisting that I do a particular thing, and at one point I was just like, okay, you know what, if people just like suggest a thing more than once, I'm just gonna not do it on purpose. And I don't know, the community scares me a little bit. I'm still a little bit nervous about the community, but I'm really enjoying the game, so I definitely want to keep doing it. I'm also gonna remember to bring a glass of water in case my Pyrus voice goes to shit, because Undertale can get really bonkers difficult later in the game. Undertale is only super difficult if you go down a specific route, and it's actually hard to even start. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, there you go. Well, my plan for Undertale at the moment is that I'm gonna just do it the way I want to do it, and I'm gonna do stuff, you know, the way I intend to do things, and if it happens to be one of the playthrough types, then that's fine. But, like, if it happens to be, say, pacifist, since that seems to be the direction I'm going, then I'm just gonna do it. But once I've experienced the game in its entirety one time, then I think I'll go through again with the chat's help to do the other path. Because I wanna do both endings, I think. So if I can get, I just realized I never drew his eyebrows. Rip. I was trying to figure out why his face looked funny, and I just could not figure it out. It's because I never gave him eyebrows. There's so much going on with the eyelids and stuff, I just totally forgot. And then I was trying to shade, and it was like... Burp. Someone bring a cell tower into the swamp. Yes, do it. Someone get a cell tower into that swamp. Back on multiply, which is probably fine. We'll talk about that later. Yep. I want to do one blind playthrough, and then I'll do an assisted playthrough. And maybe 2 assisted playthroughs, since there appears to be 3 endings, so that's fine. But we'll get there when we get there. Gotta get through the blind playthrough first. But once we are spoiler-free, then, once we're done with spoilers, then all the gloves can come off, and we can do whatever chat wants. By the way, humans are a pain. Jade. That's gonna need some serious, blending work, but back to it. But I'm enjoying it so far, and dealing with chat has actually been a lot less of a problem than I thought it was going to be. There's still been a couple people who tried to spoil things because they were really excited for me to see, like, an Easter egg or something, but for the most part, everybody's been pretty chill about it being a blind playthrough, so that makes me feel good, and all of you guys, like, the people that I know I can trust, you know, not new people, are even those people about it. So, like, you guys are awesome, newcomers are awesome, so far it's not been as scary as I thought, but I was very nervous to start playing Undertale. Nope, I'm still on the first go-through. I was saying that after I'm done with the first go-through, we can go back and I can do the other 2 endings with help from the chat, and then you guys can tell me what to do. But I want to do the first playthrough by myself. Without help unless I ask for it, you know? No, did you stream the game a second time? What? Oh, yes. Oh, I thought you meant, like, the full story. Yeah, no, I played it Wednesday night, too. I got past Toriel, and, finally. I didn't fuck that up. And then, just played the rest of the night. We got pretty far, actually. We got to the, I don't remember what the name was. We got to a village, and then I stopped for the night. But, I'm gonna continue from there tonight, and I'm gonna try not to shred my throat doing Papyrus's voice. Papyrus's voice is really hard for me because I'm having a hard time getting, like, the nasally voice without using the bottom of the back of my throat, but the raising your eyebrows trick helped me a lot, so hopefully I won't break my vocal cords this time. I just went and drank, like, an entire glass of water after that stream and was fine, but I still was like, oh, Jesus. That whole stream I was dying a little bit. That seems like the kind of game that it is. Unless you're doing murder route, in which case it seems like you just murderize things. Which we'll get to, but... When I originally designed him, my boy Fritz had platinum blonde hair, and I spent a while looking for a nice shade but got nowhere. Platinum blonde's hard on a pale character. Everything I found was essentially white. Let me know if this color is bad. I don't know where you're going with this. Yeah, boy. It's very easy for me to change anything color, so... I've worked in enough jobs to know that you have to plan ahead for any changes that come your way. Okay. Did you want him to have, like, white hair? Because I can do that if you... The problem is platinum blonde is a pretty white hair color. It's like a very pale, like, off yellow almost. Oh no, your internet. I always have... I discussed this last time. I have a very specific number of layers I always use. So I always have the base. I have break it down. I have my gesture sketch, Then on top of that, I do the full sketch, and then I line art. So I always have one layer that's all line art, at least for single pieces like this. Full scenes get real confusing real fast. And then underneath the line art layer, I always have a base, color, shadow. That's all I use. I add extra layers if I need them for stuff, but for the most part, it's always like, that's the order I go in. I know a lot of people use a lot of layers, but I don't know. The way I do my style, I try to keep everything really condensed. Chat loads a lot faster, so if there's anything pertinent, please type it. Gotcha. Hang on. So that's how, I don't use that many layers. Like, I give myself sort of like a formula to work off of. I always use the same number on everything. When I get really, my layers get really messy on, big pieces, like scenery, that have a lot of scenery, because then I have to break it down further, so then I have to have, like, all these layers for, like, different parts of the scenery, or else I just get confused. But that's generally how I do it. I shove everything on one layer, and then use one other for cleaner line work, and then one for color. Some people don't do the base layer that I do. I find it helps me work a little bit faster, because it's easy to fill in. But, certainly it's not for everybody. So, coloring books is I am now realizing this is... Last drawing of Valkyrie I did was all color and lines. Sometimes people don't sketch first, and on very rare occasions I won't sketch first, but I have a very hard time not drawing without doing sketch, at least a sketch first. Like, at least a gesture sketch. I find if I waste a lot of time fiddling around if I start with line art. But that's just how I work, so. Some people definitely, like, you know, obviously you pulled that off pretty well, not doing any kind of color or any kind of sketching first. I tend to get lost very quickly if I try that. Gotta love some good old Binding of Isaac. Music always. I'm actually impressed you were able to do that without doing a sketch first. Oh, just erasing a lot of lines and clean up. You know what? I was doing that for a little bit with, when I had my other tablet, because I was having trouble, like, I don't know, drawing my lines smoothly, so I eventually was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna erase sketches, but, like, I just started sketching in line art and just erasing, but, I don't know, I backed out of that quick. Like, now that I have this tablet, I'm much more comfortable drawing. Getting this tablet was a great idea, honestly, because, like, I'm the kind of person that grips my stylus really hard, so my hands always hurt really bad after I was done using the Intuos, but with this tablet, I don't grip the pen quite as hard. Well, that's good that you didn't have a lot of trouble with it. It came out really nice. I really liked it. base line art background, base color, so I can do the colors and multiply, and then a different layer for each color group, and 4 different layers for eyes. Gotcha. So you separate all your parts. See, I guess at some point I collapse all those layers, so, like, I've actually had times, and I haven't done it in any of these recently, but, sometimes what I'll do is if I've done a character, especially a character with a high detail pattern on their body, and then I'm trying to do clothes on top of them, I'll make a new layer specifically for the clothes so that if I fuck the clothes up, I don't have to worry about, like, fixing their pattern, while I'm coloring. So, like, if I color over, I can just erase just the clothing and not touch the body, but most of the time I'm not doing high detail characters. Not very many people send me characters with huge amounts of pattern. A less intense yellow. Okay. Same color as his... like that kind of color? It makes him the same. It makes his hair the same color as his makes his hair the same color as his face, but that's maybe not necessarily a bad thing. What I could do. Could. Color of the shadows. But not that. Something else. Not yellow. Too much yellow. Maybe more like that. Oh, mage, I'm sorry. I'm not even, like, totally sold on this shadow color, either. Placing where the jaw ends really helped me set the beak right. Yeah, you have to kind of find, like, anchor points on your characters a little bit. I'm gonna just stick with that until it gets back. Oh, you're back. Okay. Well, there you go. How does that work for you? So, a little bit better. I'm also gonna adjust this shadow, this purple shadow, a little bit, because I'm sort of not happy with how intense it is. Maybe more like that. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how blonde you wanted, so... Oop, hey, mage, come... Fritz, come here. Going. Back to work. Are you working on the pirate bird character nugget, or are you working on a new bird? I don't remember what her name is. I just remember enjoying drawing her a lot. I don't know what I should make for dinner. Side note, I just realized that it's 30 and I gotta start thinking about what I want to make for dinner soon, but... I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I barely knew what I was in the mood for like, breakfast, lunch. By breakfast, lunch, I mean I didn't really wake up until, like, noontime, so... I definitely need this weekend, like, so bad, because it's been just such a long week at work. The fact that I got to sleep in as late as I wanted today was just so nice. And I certainly needed the sleep. I was also up until like 2 a.m. That didn't really... But... My cat was very happy I got to sleep in, too, because then she snuggled me. He's just the snuggliest baby. I finally attempted to get Steve to eat another worm today. He was not about it yesterday. He does not really understand the whole concept of worms. I don't think he quite gets it. He keeps spitting them out. Like, he gets them in his mouth, and then he spits them back out. And I'm like, dude, you have to swallow the worm. You can't just spit it back out. That's not how it works. That's good that you're feeling better. Everybody got hit pretty hard with, being sick. Even my supervisor at work got sick, and apparently he never takes sick days. A very nice boy indeed. Tried to show up when you were doing this so I could comment, but I ended up collapsing from sleep deprivation. Oh. Well, good thing you got some sleep. And now you're trying your best with your internet. Yeah, it's great you're feeling better. Don't ask me how I color fabric. That's a long and boring question, by the way. Clothing is not something I have advice for. Animal faces, I can do that all day. But, I don't know, clothing is an enigma even to me. And I can do it, and I don't know why. Clothing feels like one of those things you just magically get good at, and you're not really sure when it happened. It just, one day you're like, wow, I can draw fabric. Not sure when that occurred, but sure. You just kind of take it. Alright, well. Rip me, I guess. Aside from the concert, yes. Yeah, you get to rest a little bit other than random concert. Random concert's totally worth it, though. Oh my god, senioritis hit me so hard when I was in high school. I just could. It's amazing how quickly you stop giving a shit when you realize that nothing matters. But I didn't care. As soon as I knew I was going to college, it was like, well... Senior year, I went to my counselor to, like, you know, sign up for classes, like, at the end of my junior year, and, the counselor was like... I basically said to her, I was like, so what's the least amount of classes I... Senior year, what's the minimum amount that I can do? So I ended up having a schedule that was like, I had no PE or anything. I had completed all my credits for gym. So I basically had a schedule that was like 2 classes in the morning, an hour-and-a-half period of study hall, lunch, another hour-and-a-half period, or hour or whatever of study hall again, and then like art classes at the end. It was really funny, actually, because my senior year was so easy because I had like 80% study hall, so I never had homework because I would just do all my homework at school and then just fuck around on my computer. Because they also let me have a laptop because I told them that I needed a laptop for one of my media classes, and they were like, oh, okay, sure. But I just carried a laptop around in my backpack. I'm actually surprised I got away with that. I was surprised they actually let me do it. My school was really weird about other things, but they were like 100% with me, okay with me having a laptop, so... It wasn't like connected to the Wi-Fi or anything, so I couldn't like do things. Like I could only like draw with it, but... No. Deciding to go to college is a tougher decision than I think people give other people credit for. Because there's a lot of fields where you don't really need to go to college, and there's a lot of fields where going to college is helpful but not necessary. Like, art is definitely one of those. Like, having a degree in art is a great idea, and having, at the very least, having the training from an art college is good, but at the same time, you can totally get by without it. It's just having that structure for some people. Definitely don't ever do anything you're not going to enjoy. If you feel like you have to go to work every day, you're gonna hate everything. I love fun stories, especially about the boy. Tell me about the boy. What's the boy's story? All of these shadows. This character's a weird one, and shadows are gonna end up blank, I think. When I see it comes down to art, having a good portfolio of art is usually the best thing. Yeah. A lot of art college, the real benefit you get out of going to an art college, as opposed to anything else, is the training you'll get out of it, like the formal training, but it's not like being a doctor where in order to work in a hospital you have to have a degree. It's more like somebody might look at your portfolio first because you have a degree, but the thing that a degree helps you with in art really is it shows that you put in the work, that you have the work ethic to go through college and do the thing. It doesn't really tell them anything. Because you can graduate from an art college and you can still suck at art. And you can still suck at, you know, following directions or taking a critique or just, you know, you can still suck at everything. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are the best ever because you have a degree. Unlike a doctor or a physician or whatever, that you have to have a degree in order to do the thing. Art's a little bit different. It's a little bit more ambiguous. There's plenty you can do without it. The thing with art is absolutely to have a good portfolio. You want to have that level of presentation. Here. You know, presenting your portfolio well is probably the most important thing. Even in like regular jobs, like if you're going to work at like a retail place, when they look at the fact that you have a degree, you know, I worked at Babies R Us. They looked at the fact that I had a degree in illustration. A degree in illustration realistically does not help me do anything at Babies R Us, but it showed that I went to a college and I put in the work effort to go through 4 years of training in a subject and came out with like a certificate that said, yes, I did it, you know? So for a place like Babies R Us, they may not give a shit that I went to art school, but the fact that I went to a school meant a lot to them. But yeah, it's not as big of a deal as it out to be. I computer labs my whole senior year, except for costume design class, first period, and a theater class right after lunch. I brought a laptop every day to do a few online classes, but I could do those at home, so my year was really chill. Yeah, absolutely. Once I can get somewhere I'm consistently happy with, I'll start working on one, but for now I'm just figuring stuff out. Now that's a good place to be. Figuring stuff out is a good place to start. Sure. Is there like a particular, I mean, I know you said you don't really know what you want to do, but is there like a particular, maybe a job or an area that maybe you feel like you'd be interested in getting into? Just like a vague idea. It doesn't have, you don't have to commit to it just because you answered the question, but like, you know, do you have a particular like area of art that seems interesting to you? Because my advice to anybody going to school for anything is always to do something that you enjoy. You know, I can't imagine going through my whole life not enjoying what I'm doing. And I know a lot of people do that because they don't really get a choice. You know, they have to do what they can to get through. And I think that's really sad that, like, somebody doesn't have the option to do whatever they want to do for a living. But sometimes that's just the way it is. When it comes to art, you like drawing characters. Okay. I think I'm gonna put soft there. Okay. Getting there. It was blue. Go with like a bright neon blue. How to get away with doing things. Scribbles are good for fire. inner glow in there. I'll leave this gross brown color in for just a sec. Figure out. What I want it to look like. There may not be a reason to go right now, and that's okay. It's alright to put it off for a little while. A lot of people do that too so they can afford to pay for it, you know? Just studying on your own is a great idea. Is there anywhere in your local town or anything that maybe you could get, like, just some training? Like a formal art class or something? Like an anatomy or figure drawing type thing? I know it doesn't feel like you need that stuff to do cartoons, but you definitely do. It's worth doing, especially with an instructor, because then they can help you get through the stuff that's, like, difficult. Hey, Briar, welcome. Welcome to the world of the living. I don't know if I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I like the way this is coming out, but we're just gonna stick with it for now, and we'll see. I don't really like it. Okay, I'm not feeling the whole, like, effects thing today. I think I'm in a very, I think I'm in a very, I don't know, I think I'm in a very shading and highlighting mood today, so... Just do that, and then we'll come back to all the effect stuff in a little bit. But I know I want, like, blue fire or blue effects around his hand a little bit. I think blue was the color you went for, Mage, on that little drawing you did. Like, blue fire, sort of. I just can't remember how I do fire at the moment, so we're just gonna not do it. Avoid situations. If you're perfectly happy to do a warehouse job, then maybe you could just do art stuff on the side, you know? I think everybody gets there in time. I think everybody figures out where their place in the world is at some point. You just... Sometimes you gotta just feel it out. You gotta do what you can. Do what you're... I don't know, there's a lot of pressure... I think nowadays on getting a job and getting into an industry and whatever as early as physically possible. But honestly, like, take your time, figure out what it is you enjoy, what you want to do. Sometimes opportunities come to you. I never once in my life said I want to design toys, but a toy company came to me and said, hey, you want to do a thing? And I was like, heck yeah, I want to do a thing. And here I am. You know, it was never a goal of mine. It was never like a job. I said, I have to do this. But an opportunity came to me because I was trying to just live my life and be happy and figure myself out, and somebody came along. So, I don't know. I think you're doing well. You're improving a lot in your art. I think that you're trying, and that's all you can do. The best you can do. I didn't wake up at least I didn't wake up at 6 p.m. like I did yesterday. Jesus, dude. I've had those days though where I just want to sleep for the rest of my existence. The other weekend when I was sick, I did that. I just slept all day. I kept waking up periodically to, like, go to the bathroom or get a drink or whatever, or blow my nose, but I just slept all afternoon. Parents are like that. They always want to push you to do better and be better and get your job because they want to see you succeed. Parents are like that. They worry. My dad worries. But He knows that my sister and I got this. He knows that we're figuring it out, you know? A lot of parents also think that you need I've been highlighting in blue. A lot of parents want to push you towards art towards a degree because when they were kids, you had to have a degree to get a job. Nowadays, it's not as necessary as long as somebody can pay you less than somebody else. If you're gonna be a cheap, easy hire, they don't care if you have a in most cases. But a lot of adults still, I mean adults that are more adult than I am. A lot of older generations, though, they still think that a degree is like the only way to get a job, and it's not as much anymore. Degrees are still helpful to have, and I definitely would not talk anybody out of going to college. On with this brush. Like, I certainly wouldn't talk anybody out of going to college, but it's not like you're gonna die, starve if you don't go to college, you know? There are opportunities for people who don't go to college. There are opportunities for people who went to college and didn't get a job from their thing that they went to college for. Like, the world is a little bit more of an open... Plus, colleges are expensive and stupid. Some people just don't have time for that. There is too much pressure to have it figured out early, absolutely. And when I say figure it out, I mean figure out what you want to do as a career for the rest of your life. I absolutely think that when you're done with high school, you should get a job if you don't have one already, and work to move out of the house. You know, I don't think that you should freeload off your parents forever, and I use freeload very loosely because, you know, some people have to stay with their parents for a while, or for whatever reason, whatever circumstances home, but, like, moving out of the house as soon as possible is a good goal to have, but just because you're moving out of the house doesn't mean you're going to your dream job right away. Sometimes you gotta go through a whole process, you gotta, you know, some people have to work to make money to go to college, but... everybody just wants you to get out of the work field as fast as possible. Not realistic for some people. Sometimes it's not realistic, period. There's value in living your life at your own pace. Yep, absolutely. I find that the people who are most, and I'm speaking in a very general term when I say this, but, like, for the most part, like, random people that I've met throughout my life, you know, whether it's at, like, a social gathering, or whether it's, you know, out and about, or whatever, the people I find that are the happiest are the ones that are doing what they want to do and not what society wants them to do. You know, they're living life at their own pace, but they're also being careful to make sure they're providing for their family and the people they care about. It's a Volpine! What's up? How's it going? We're working on a thing. College is a very weird, sort of a very weird deal. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. A lot of weird pressure, and I think at some point you just gotta go, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, fuck you. Ooh, fun. Well, when I get done, I'm streaming until probably 6 o'clock, and then I'm gonna go make dinner. So, we'll come drop in. I'll, dump the Axie Stack onto you. Alright. I just gotta figure out what I want to do with the glow, cause, you know, fire and things. Because he certainly needs some kind of... he needs some kind of magic coming off of him. You know? Just stare at it a minute and figure out how I want to handle this. Oh, thanks, Volpine. I'm glad you're liking it so far. Having so much trouble with, like, glow today. Mage, if your internet is stable enough for you to hear me, what kind of magic does he? It's fire magic, right? He would use fire magic. I save up money from where I currently work. Parents, and then by the time I move out, I'll have enough for a house, or at the very least, pay off most of it and feel stable enough to get by. And then apartments, the price over time seems to add up much. So, and I'm afraid it's keeping me from ever feeling stable. Apartments are kind of weird. They're a very anomalous thing. I don't know. Yeah, I feel you on that though. Let's put a background. Because like magic glows and stuff always look kind of like background to go with it. Ooh, I kind of like the... No, you're good, Nugget. No, it's totally a valid thing. The purple looks nice because it contrasts his hair really nice. Doesn't help my whole, fire doesn't look right thing, though. Alright, let's, we're gonna sketch. Alright, we're going back to sketch. We'll dump the character in a folder for a second. I need to loop the magic around a little bit too. I don't think it should be just on the hands, you know? That'll be a section. Sometimes I line art my magic, and sometimes I don't. I think that's where I get lost a little bit with this kind of a thing. Okay. I don't know how stable Mage's internet is, so I don't know if you can still hear me. Tough to describe. Alright. Well. Is the monstrousness of what I have now accurate? You can't hear me. I don't know why I'm asking. And then I was gonna make it. Energy based, so for all intents and purposes, more like lightning. Okay. Do lightning. Case, I will keep what I've got here, but let's go with pick. I'm gonna pick this blue for right now. I have some specific effects I want, but I'm looking up some references on my other computer because it's too hard to keep opening things up. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do the same thing I did on this other one. I think I'm gonna effect for a moment. I think I'm gonna stop working on this and come back to it. I kind of want to think about what kind of effect I want to do, because I haven't really done any sort of effect type things lately, so I need a little time to think about what I want to do. So let's stop this for a little bit, and we'll come back to it in a minute. Good. I don't know how fun. I like the character, but I don't really like the background that much. And then you, I gotta figure out what I want to do with your magic, and then well, I guess we'll color you next time. Just grabbing a reference off my other computer and transferring it over to the laptop for this character, and then we'll colored. Oh good, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I just gotta figure out what I want to do with like the energy effect coming off of him, and then we'll get there. I think we'll do all the finishing stuff after after I take my dinner break. I want to wait to do Missile Bombs a little bit, because I think Missile Bomb might be here later, so get his then. Alright, so we're gonna work on this for an hour, and then I'm gonna go make some dinner, and we'll come back. This was the reference I was given for this character. It looks really cool, so we're gonna go with it. I dig the colors for this character, kind of a muted, sort of grayish color. I always like anthro characters that have a lot of, like, color. I don't know. I just like anthro characters. I don't know where I was going with that statement, because I just like anthro characters just all the time. I've been enjoying doing a lot of this commission stuff lately, but I'm really excited to eventually get back to doing Lorhandle stuff, because I miss doing it. I was having a lot of fun with that, and then I suddenly remembered that, hey, people paid me to do this. I should probably get that done. That might be a good plan. Finishing the art that I was paid to do is probably a good idea. Heck yeah. Yeah, I do have to develop a story for it, because right now there is no story. No specific story, anyway. Nothing, like, I have some thoughts, but I'm not really developing it with a particular story in mind at the moment. There wasn't really a particular story I wanted to tell at the moment, but... out a little more and maybe bring the stripe. Cool. Yeah, someday I'll get around to doing a story for it, but right now I am a lazy. I'm not a particularly good writer. Like, I don't know. I enjoy editing, but I'm not... I don't think I'm that good at, like, having a cohesive story. That's why when you guys post, like, writing-related stuff, a lot of my critiques are based on, like, grammatical stuff, because I can fix the grammar, but I can't fix the story. Like, I can't guide you in the story, because I'm not good at, like... I'm not good at the story-building part. Can you please? Tablet, stop it. But eventually I'll come up with a story. I have some characters in mind, but, like, I want to develop everything first, I guess. The point of Lorhandle was always just to create a world. I just wanted to create something, and I wanted to create something on a large scale. I never really had, like, one specific story that I want to tell that. But I do know, like, the basic story building process. And I kind of have, like, a general synopsis of something maybe I want to do someday, but for right now I'm kind of just sticking to the stuff that I'm enjoying and get to the nitty-gritty stuff later. But that's definitely good advice for anybody who's writing a story, you know? Grab your... I think it depends on what you're trying to do with it. Like, if I don't know, like it's kind of there's no really like right way to do it. And like it just happened to be that I was enjoying world building and world creation, so I didn't have like a specific story I wanted to tell, but if I had, then I would just build around it, you know? Like you can totally start with your story. That's a totally valid way to person made their black, but it not black. Like I said, I think it depends on like the goal. You certainly don't have to, I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to write it all out the way I'm doing. Like, if you have an idea, you don't have to, like, you know, create all kinds of crazy sheets and stuff. Like, I seriously doubt that J.K. Rowling had everything written out about the wizarding world before she started writing. But she certainly had a concept in mind. She had the concept of having, you know, a boy wizard who ends up going, you know, he finds out he's a wizard and whatever. Like, she obviously had a story in mind. It was, and probably had something of a synopsis and had, you know, some scenes in mind, but I seriously doubt that she's got... I don't even know why I say seriously doubt, because it's certainly possible, but I can't imagine that she's got, like, you know, huge documents full of every little detail about the wizarding world right from the get-go. She probably developed a lot of stuff as she went. I've got the basic colors. Well, see, the thing, and this is where my statement about it being a little bit about the style and what it is that you're attempting to create comes in, though, is that, like, Nugget, you started out with a character and had, like, a vague idea for a world and maybe a vague idea for a story, but you didn't have all the details to start actually physically writing the story. You know, you had the idea, you had the characters, you had a little bit of a story, but you kind of still needed something. And so now you've stepped back and you're doing all the world development and world building, but you still have an idea in mind. You just haven't gotten to the actual story yet. But you gotta have... It's a little bit of, like, doing a bunch of things all at once, really. You know, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but it's also, like... I think one thing is not the only way to do it. I think I like that, but I don't want to do it. Actually, no, I can just leave it. That's fine. Leave it like that for a second, and let's do the other. I'm gonna do his leg and his tail, and figure out if I like this or not. Actually, though, he's a raccoon, so... I don't have any reference for the bottom of the character, so I'm kind of making this up as I go, and just... What do I like? Hopefully the other person will like it too. I'm trying to turn hacks from something that once had a specific story attached to it to more freeform setting. And then again, that's the way you want to handle your story, you know. I don't know, I think it's, right, and I think that's, a good place to be in, though. You know, you've got some rough ideas. I have some rough ideas for stuff I want to do, too. You know, I've got some characters in mind. You know, I have the vague semblance of a plot line. in my head, but nothing that I want to write down and share with you guys yet because it's not even remotely close to being finished. You know, I still don't know enough about my world to build it. If I were designing, like, for example, to use the example of Harry Potter again, if I were creating a character that was in, like, an alternate reality Earth where, you know, wizards are a thing or whatever, that would be different because you have Earth to work off of, but a lot of us are creating our own brand new world with all these new cultures and everything, and so it's not as easy to just drop into a story. I think telling slice of life or, like, things happening on real-world Earth are a lot easier to just jump right into with no planning. For example, Cass has a series that's like it's like a young children's fantasy kind of thing, but it's fantasy Earth, I believe. The setting feels like fantasy Earth, so you sort of understand that, okay, this character's a human, okay, this character's a ghost, oh, okay, this character, you know, humans don't know what ghosts are, or humans don't know ghosts are real. Like, you kind of can parse information out based on the setting, whereas, like, Nugget and Mage, and, you know, the three of us, and pretty much everybody else in Discord, really, we're creating, you know, fantasy worlds all full of stuff, and now you really need to elaborate on certain things. I think, and I'm not referencing Lord of the Rings while I'm talking about this, because I've actually never read Lord of the Rings. I've watched it more times than I can count, but I've never actually read the books. But it would be interesting for somebody like me to go back and actually read those books and see how the author handles certain details. Alright. I like that. Check, though. Anyway. I'm wondering why that came up different than it usually does. Okay, I dig that. It's not an easy process. It takes a long time to figure it all out. I certainly don't know everything. I know sometimes I pretend like I know everything, but I don't. And what? Request the t-shirt. Plain black t-shirt. Okay. Okay, here. Done. Got it. And I don't feel like coloring it in, so we're not going to. I like this character a lot. I don't know, I'm really happy with how the design came out, and I just like the concept for the character. I don't know. I'm enjoying this one a lot. I always enjoy all my commissions. Like, I know that makes it sound like I don't enjoy some of them, but I always enjoy my commissions, but I don't know, this one was, like, extra fun. Okay. Everybody tells me, like, oh, I want my character with khaki shorts or whatever, and I can never remember what color khaki is. Oh, that's why. It's because it's green or yellow. Pants within pants for a moment. That. Right, hey. Colored him. He is color. Oh, I just realized I got glue on his legs. Ugh, stretch. Actually, I'm a bit tired. Who knew drawing all day would be so difficult? Plot design is hard, though. I'll lighten a little bit. I only wanted it to be a slight color difference. I didn't really want it to be, like... Yeah, grab a drink of water quick. Alright. We continue. I think it'd be good to get this one caught up, and then after dinner, I'll finish everything up, and then we'll jump into some Undertale once I'm caught up on commissions. I just realized it's been several weeks since a lot of you guys asked for commissions, and I thought I should do this. Should get the thing done. Getting the thing done is a good idea. The thing I struggle with most doing plot design type stuff is keeping my plot consistent, but also making it make sense, I think. I don't know. I always feel like I don't put enough, like, interesting stuff in. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of boring when I write. It's kind of like me with, like, game design, because I don't really know how to design games. I don't really know anything about designing games, but, or about, like, physically creating them, but I know some of, like, the tropes of gaming. I know a lot of the mistakes people make because I'm a game enthusiast, and I think a lot of people who are an enthusiast in anything are like that, too. You know, you might not be able to do the thing, but you can have an opinion on it because you are well-versed in it. I feel like that happens to me with art a little bit. Like, I'm good at looking at other people's art and telling what it is I like or don't like about it, but I'm not good at doing my own things. I know people don't mind waiting, but it just takes me forever. Well, as soon as all 5 slots are empty, I'm opening them back up again, so... You're gonna have to fight Ryarkra, I think. Everyone's gonna be fighting everyone. Which is fine, because I spent a shit ton of money on Quagsire stuff yesterday, so I could really use the money. I don't get paid for another couple days. And the next paycheck goes to the rent, so I made some poor decisions, is basically what I'm telling you. And I'm, you know... Probably a good thing I'm working to get these done now, because, mostly because I'm an idiot when it comes to money, so... I wasn't sure I was gonna like a black shirt on this character because he doesn't have a lot of color on him, but I actually really like it. I think the black shirt fits. Oh. You will duel him to the death. Yes. Bloodshed in the Axie Stack. Everybody fighting for a commission. If I had time for more than just 5 commissions, I would probably, if I had more time, I'd probably just take as many as I could get. Because everybody wants art, but... I am just a 1 axolotl. The desire of him is the 8th sin. It is. So true. I actually made a list the other day of all the Quagsire collectibles that I don't have, and by all of them I mean just the ones I could find. Because there's a group on LiveJournal that's for, like, collecting, like a collector's area on LiveJournal, and they have not accepted my join request yet, and I'm so mad about it, but, like, somebody on there had, like, a list of Quagsire things that she was after, and a couple of them I don't have. So, like, I basically listed out all the stuff that I saw on the LiveJournal page that I don't have. And, some of them are stupid rare, so I've kind of been keeping an eye out for them. Like, one of them I bought yesterday was this little Quagsire figure with his foot up, like he's walking. And it's apparently a pretty rare figure, so bought it. But it's kind of a problem, yeah. It's a kind of a problem, I would say. But he's so cute and squish, so... My cabinet must be full. I don't think you really can ever have too much Quagsire, and I will fight anybody who thinks that you can. I have a problem. I accept that I have a problem. That doesn't mean that it's less of a problem, it just I accept it. I'm fine with it. I post that list in the Axie Stack in case you guys ever see it. You guys could just, like, find me the things that I'm looking for. I never know where to look for, like, stupid rare stuff, though. I mean, I know it's not as easy as just going on, like, you know, rareitems.com and then you just buy whatever you're missing, but, like, it makes me wonder, like, where people get some stuff. Axolotls Anonymous, yes. Exactly. Might have to. Kind of a problem. And discuss axolotls in peace. Beautiful. As it should be. I think Axolotls Anonymous might actually just be the Axie Stack. I think you guys might be Axolotls. Mostly because you guys put up with me being like, holy shit, look at this Quagsire thing I just found. You just let me go. You're just like, okay, Axie. Be you, man. I don't know if I like this, strip. Guess it's alright. Feels like it's not working out on the side view quite as well as it was on the back view. Oh, actually. I can just drag this away. Gives me a place to start. Something to look at. Decided to take some pet drawing requests to practice my art, so I've been working on those while I listen to the stream. Oh, that's cool. What pet requests did you get? That sounds awesome. Always draw axolotls, though. Axolotls are the best. I was surprised. A couple years ago, a friend of mine, her cat got real sick, and I posted on Tumblr that I was doing like really cheap pet portraits in order to help her pay for her pet's vet bills, and almost nobody requested anything. They were real cheap too. They were like $5 a portrait, and it just because I wanted to get a bunch of them, but I was surprised at how few people were interested in that. I expected to get, like, at least, like, 1 or 2 people, but, like, nobody was interested. I always thought people loved getting, like, portraits and shit of their pets, but I guess not. It sounds like you got a good variety there then. Lots of different ones to work on. Not great. Fuck it. Oh no, Mage. You're like attempting to break your phone. Your phone is just not happy with you right now. It's like, no, stop. Why do you do things to me? Yeah, I'm taking a half hour, I think, maybe. Oh! Alneater, thank you for the for the raid. Welcome. What's going on? Oh, 5 people. How you guys doing? I haven't gotten raided by somebody else in a while. Usually it's just Cass. What's going on? Yes, welcome to the Axie Stack. We like to be friends here. We're working on coloring up some commissions and just working commissions in general and all that good stuff. Oh, I never fixed your leg. I'm sorry. Hang on, let me fix it. Doing good. Good to hear you're doing pretty good. What were you guys working on your channel before you came on over? Request from the chat. Very cool. Awesome. Hey, Lord Previous. How you guys doing? I think I just said how you guys doing like 6 times. I get nervous. What's going on? I'm trying to get caught up on some commissions, so I decided to stream a little bit earlier than I usually do to compensate. Going pretty well. I keep getting stuck, but you know, I'm here. I'm just living my life. I'm trying to do my best. Discussing stories and whatnot. That's the wrong color. Wait, that one. Which pet request are you working on now, Briar? Sounds like you got a whole bunch of them. Brushes, please stay stay where you're supposed to be. Currently working on the beta fish named Sebastian. That's a great name for a beta fish. Or a beta fish. I don't know how you pronounce words. I don't know how you're supposed to words, really. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but I'll need her if you wanna post anything you guys were working on at your stream, go for it. You can go ahead and link anything you want. As far as art goes, you know, don't when I say link anything you want, I mean no, not safe for work, but you know what I mean. Yeah, if you want to share what you guys were working on, go for it. I'd love to see your art. Beta fish? Yeah, I've always said it that way too, but I don't know which way's the right way, so. Today I'm having one of those days where I'm very good with my words and I have the best words, so. That's the kind of day today has been. Oh, that looks awesome! Your style is so cool! Yeah, no, I dig it. That's really cool. How many requests do you generally take per stream? Like, how long does it usually take you? I would never be able to do, like, stream requests for that kind of detail, because I've been working on this for a half an hour. I would just waste my entire stream on, like, one thing. It's taken me an entire half hour just to do color on this guy. Oh, hey, Apple Gravy, what's up? Normally, I'm in the cashier's slot at work, and words get hard when you have to ask customer 5 questions. So, ask every customer 5 questions, so I end up getting silly times and being like, wow. Yeah. That's me. That's me too. Feel you on that on a spiritual level. I wasn't sure if you had been here the whole time or if you just showed up for a little bit or, you know, whatever. But I am not... I noticed that this music ticker is kind of goofy, and you have to keep the YouTube app at like the front, or else it doesn't work right. It's kind of stupid. 2 yesterday, 4 today. Do them as warm-ups before actual work. Okay, that makes sense. 30 minutes at most. That's awesome. I always think it's good when you can work fast. I'm very slow. Well, I'm not the slowest I could possibly be, but I'm pretty... I don't know. My style doesn't allow me to go fast, I guess. Let's make some decisions. Arts. Dark, I guess. He's a raccoon, but he's also wearing a raccoon mask. Which is pretty... new to streaming, so like my setup is a bit of a you figure it out though. You might feel like it's a mess at first, but it might not be as bad as you think it is. Like, I certainly know I was like that. Like when I first started, I thought everything was just the worst, and it ended up not being as bad as it was. How recently did you start streaming? Yeah, as long as you're doing your best. And you're having fun doing your best, also. It's all about having fun. It's not worth it if you're not having fun. Up that spot. Oh, yesterday. Awesome. Well, welcome to the streaming world. A lot of fun. You meet a lot of cool people. I think the art community on here is really, really cool. Every artist I've met so far on here has been pretty cool. So, yeah, welcome. Actually, the bottom of his boots in that dark black, I think. We'll have to check you out sometime, and we'll raid you one of these nights. Fact. Give you a follow if I'm not already. Actually, now that I've opened up your stream, I think dropped into your stream the other night, didn't I? Yesterday? I dropped in? I don't know, I recognize your name now that I've, like, stopped for a moment and looked at you. If that makes any sense. Like, sometimes I just don't, like, recognize a name right away until I, like, stare at it for a second, but I think you've been here before, haven't you? I'm not good with names at first. Better plan. The layer underneath. I think I remember you being here the other night. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that great with names, so. Of course, more Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac always comes on here. That's good. Pleased with that. One's gonna be a little tough. I didn't really have a color scheme in mind for the maid outfit. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go with like a traditional black and white maid outfit or if I wanted to make it like early. Yes, I don't know enough about this person's character to like know what it would have been. Probably ask that. You poke thinking. Any, do you guys have any votes on what color the outfit should be? I think just for now, because I've got 20 minutes until I'm gonna go take a break for dinner, but, thinking maybe I might just stick with black and white for now, and then, maybe when I come back, I'll think something different. I'm gonna take a break for dinner in about 20 minutes. I'm gonna make some food and just chill, and then I'll be back at 8 o'clock to, finish up this stuff, and we're playing Undertale right now, so I'm gonna finish that, or not finish it, I'm gonna continue that, so you have opinions that are not relevant here? Well, I'm glad you have opinions. Having opinions is good. A good way to be. I think just because the character's already in 2 other outfits that are unrelated but are also black, I think I'm gonna, stick with the black and white maid outfit, M-A-I-D, not M. The black and white outfit, and then, we'll, figure it out later. I have a couple of these. You guys are curious, I have a couple of these that are kind of works in progress. Gonna finish up color and such on little bombs. Working on this right now. We worked on this earlier. The only thing this needs is like a particle effect coming off either the book or the hand of some kind of magic, but I couldn't decide what I wanted it to look like, and I was struggling a little bit, so I decided just to stick like a basic background color on and then just step away from it for a little while. So I'm gonna come back to this and work on it, and then this. I'm not happy with the background at all, so I'm gonna stop and again come back to this after dinner, and we'll see we'll see what I'm feeling afterward. I'll probably end up fiddling with it while I'm eating dinner, to be honest, but I don't think I want to eat on stream, so I'm not going to. Gray characters like this always surprise me, because I always think I'm not gonna like them because gray is such a boring color by itself, but when you put it on a character, it's such a cool color. Probably get the floofy still on here. Let's do the floofies real quick. Anybody else got any plans for dinner? I'm having trouble deciding what I want to make. Probably inevitably going to be something with chicken, but I don't know. I can't decide. Oh, Mage, I know you like your gray. You and your gray boy. Your gray shiny boy. You're done waxing for today. Yay. You're here. Aw, chicken parm. Maybe some kind of bake. What's going on, Rusty? Or Bisselbaum, I don't know which one to call you. Both. Neither. Lauren, you got it. I think you told me that. I was just saying, in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna stop streaming for like an hour and a half to, go make some dinner and eat, and, I gotta clean up my office a little bit because there's still collectibles literally everywhere. And then I'm gonna hop back on after that to finish commissions, so we're gonna do, Lauren, we're gonna do your commission after I'm done with dinner. You do have 2 gray dragons. My favorite. Did I tell you off? I definitely told you. I definitely pointed it out that you had 2 gray boys, because I thought they were the same dragon the first time. Like, I was confused for a second. Like, there was like a 4-second period where I was like, didn't I draw this guy already? Is this a... Why are you talking about this character like he's different? And then he wasn't different, and then he was different, and I went, oh. I definitely teased you about it. But then again, all of my characters are birds, so, you know, you guys can absolutely tease me back about that, because I like my Quagsires, okay? I like my Lottles and my Quagsires. It's fun. Today's just a long day of streaming because I gotta get some shit done, and otherwise I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch YouTube videos and just not do anything, so long stream day is long. Axolotls and birds. So, yeah. We all got our thing we like. You just happen to like gray dragons. Maybe pink fits it. I wasn't gonna do pink, but maybe pink fit. I'm really concerned about the Google search I'm about to do, so I'm gonna do it on the other computer first. Stick with black and white, I think. I think I'm going to continue to stick with that plan of just blacks and whites. Two. Oh, do you still have the respirator on from when you were waxing? That's fun. You do need more Art of Noble. Can confirm. Do need more. Oh, the line art. I was thinking of making a horse character, and the first color that came to mind was gray. Just go with warm gray. It's kind of like gray, but different. Gonna make his... I don't know why this character is in a maid outfit, and I'm not really gonna question it, because he looks happy enough about it. Now, he looks happy to be in his little girly maid outfit, and I'm okay with that. I did have to give him stupid-looking shoes, though, because it's too hard to draw them on his raccoon. I do think I need to... Oh. I think it looks without it. Define that separate. So that's... Right. Up. The tail first. Tail first, 'cause I forgot about it. Bluish gray Appaloosa. Yeah, that's I like that pattern. If I look that good in a maid outfit, I'd wear one too. Yep. Though you are not wrong. Color? Yeah, if you had a maid outfit being the keyword. They put in the thing. I don't know. I'm not probably pull up reference, but I'm too lazy. I'm not questioning this character's life choices. This character seems perfectly content to walk around in a maid outfit. I'm 100% in for that. Do you? I'm a big proponent of you. I don't know what this drink is. It's just very... Okay. Hey, just in time. Alright. So. Ugh. Stretch. I've been leaning over this desk for like 4 hours now. Ugh. Okay. So with that, here's where we're at. Here's status update. Working on this after dinner at 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock tonight, I'm gonna come back online and we're gonna work on this. So here we go. And then we got this character colored, so I have to do shadows and highlights and all that on him, but he's done with color, so he's caught up. I have to do the particle effect on Mage's character, and then I have to figure out what I'm doing with the background on this one, because I don't like it the way it is right now. So that's the plan for after dinner, but I am gonna go get some food. And just, you know, relax a little bit, and then I'll be back at 8 o'clock. We're gonna keep doing the do. Just finished the sketch for the fish. Oh, cool. Lots of colors, so I mapped out the markings in the sketch. Very cool. Oh, alrighty. Yes. Whew, food. Alright, so if any of you guys feel like coming back at 8 o'clock, you know, if you're gonna be here, I'll see you guys later. And, yeah. Have a good next couple hours, and I will see you guys later on. Right. Bye.